Today, I'm Joyce May Escobajo from BSN 2B. I will demonstrate the polycatheter female. Goal to relieve discomfort due to bladder distension or to provide gradual decompression of a distended bladder. To assess the amount of residual urine if the bladder empties incompletely. To obtain a sterile urine specimen. To empty the bladder completely prior to surgery. To facilitate accurate measurement of urinary output for critically ill client whose output needs to be monitored hourly. Assessment. Determine the most appropriate method of catheterization based on the purpose and any criteria specified in the order, such as total amount of urine to be removed or size of catheter to be used. Use a straight catheter if only a one-time urine specimen is needed. If amount of residual urine is being measured, if temporary decompression, emptying of the bladder is required. Use an indwelling retention catheter if the bladder must remain empty. Intermittent catheterization is contraindicated or continuous urine measurement collection is needed. Assess the client's overall condition. Determine if the client is able to participate and hold still during the procedure and if the client can be positioned supine with head-relatedly flat. For female clients, determine if she have knees bent and hips externally rotated. Determine when the client last voided or was last catheterized. If catheterization is being performed because the client has been unable to void, when possible, complete a bladder scan to assess the amount of urine present in the bladder. For the planning, allow adequate time to perform catheterization. Although the entire procedure can require as little as 15 minutes, several sources of difficulty could result in a much longer period of time. If possible, it should not be performed just prior to or after birth. Some clients may feel uncomfortable being catheterized by nurses of the opposite gender. If this is the case, obtain the client's permission. Also consider whether agency policies requires or encourages having a person of the client's same gender present for the procedure. For the equipment, sterile catheter of appropriate size, an extra catheter should also be at hand. Catheterization kit or individual sterile items, sterile gloves, waterproof drips, antiseptic solution, cleansing balls, forceps, water-soluble lubricant, urine receptacle, specimen container for an indwelling catheter, syringe prefilled with sterile water in amount specified by catheter manufacturer, collection bag and tubing 5 to 10 ml, 2% silocaine gel or water-soluble lubricant for male urethral injection, clean gloves, supplies for performing perineal cleansing bath, blanket or sheet for the draping client, adequate lighting, obtain a flashlight or lamp if necessary. For the implementation, prior to performing the procedure, introduce self and verify the client's identity using agency protocol. Explain to the client what are you going to do, why it is necessary, and how she can participate. Perform hand hygiene and observe appropriate infection control procedures. Provide for client privacy. Place the client in the appropriate position and drape all areas except the perineum. Supine with knees flexed, feet about 2 feet apart, and hips slightly externally rotated if possible. Establish adequate lighting. Stand on the client's right if you are right-handed, on the client's left if you are left-handed. If using a collecting bag and it is not contained within the catheterization kit, open the drainage package and place the end of tubing within bridge. Open the catheterization kit, place a waterproof drip under the buttocks without contaminating the center of the drain with your hands. Apply sterile gloves. Organize the remaining supplies. Saturate the cleansing balls with the antiseptic solution. Open the lubricant package. Remove the specimen container and place it nearby with the lid loosely on top. 5 cm or 1 to 2 inch for females. If desired, place the penetrated rib over the perineum, exposing the urinary meatus. Cleanse the meatus. Note: the non-dominant hand is considered contaminated once it touches the client's skin. Women, use your non-dominant hand to spread the labia so that the meatus is visible. Establish firm but gently pressure on the labia. The antiseptic may make the tissue slippery, but the labia must not allow to return over the clean meatus. Location of the uteral meatus is best identified during the cleansing process. Pick up a cleansing bowl with a forceps in your dominant hand and wipe one side of the labia majora in an anterior-posterior direction. Use great care that wiping the client does not contaminate this sterile hand. Use a new bowl for the opposite side. Repeat for the labia minora. Use the last bowl to cleanse directly over the meatus. Insert the catheter. Grasp the catheter firmly 5 to 7.5 cm or 2 to 3 inches from the tip. Ask the client to take a slow deep breath and insert the catheter as the client exhales. Slight resistance is expected as the catheter passes through the sphincter. If necessary, twist the catheter or hold pressure of the catheter until the sphincter relaxes. Advance the catheter 5 cm or 2 inches. Further, after the urine begins to flow through it. If the catheter accidentally contacts the labia or slips into the vagina, it is considered contaminated and a new sterile catheter must be used. The contaminated catheter may be left in the vagina until the new catheter is inserted to the health void, mistaking the vaginal opening for the urethral meatus. Hold the catheter with the non-dominant hand. For an indwelling catheter, inflate the retention balloon with the designated volume. Without releasing the catheter, hold the inflation valve between 2 fingers of your non-dominant hand while you attach the syringe, and inflate your dominant hand. If the client complains of discomfort, immediately withdraw the instilled fluid. Advance the catheter further and attempt to inflate the balloon again. Pull gently on the catheter until resistance is felt to ensure that the balloon has inflated and to place it in the trigone of the bladder. Collect a urine specimen if needed. For a straight catheter, allow 20 to 30 ml to flow into the bottle without touching the catheter to the bottle. For an indwelling catheter, pre-attached to a drainage bag. A specimen may be taken from the bag this initial time only. Allow the straight catheter to continue draining into the urine receptacle. If necessary, attach the drainage end of an indwelling catheter to the collecting tubing and bag. Examine and measure the urine. In some cases, only 750 to 1,000 ml of urine are to be drained from bladder at one time. Check agency policy for further instruction if this should occur. Remove the straight catheter when your urine flow stops. For an indwelling catheter, secure the catheter tubing to the thigh for female clients or the upper thigh or lower abdomen for male clients with enough slack to allow usually movement. Wipe any remaining antiseptic or lubricant from the perineal area. Replace the foreskin if produced earlier. Return to the client a comfortable position. Instruct the client on positioning and moving with the catheter in place. Discard all used supplies. Perform hand hygiene. Document the catheterization procedure, including catheter size and results in the client record, using forms or checklists supplemented by narrative notes when appropriate. For the evaluation, notify the primary care provider of the catheterization results. Perform a detailed follow-up based on findings that deviated from expected or normal for the client. Relate findings to produce assessment data if available. Teach the client how to care for the indwelling catheter, to drink more fluids, and provide other appropriate instruction. is May Escobajo. I will be your student nurse for today. Can you state your name, ma'am? Okay, thank you. So, we're gonna be inserting a polycatheter into your bladder. Is that okay, ma'am?